Oh, right. Yeah, this one.
Hello, everybody.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're live. You're eating, Core's chatting.
The stream is not up for me yet, so.
Yeah, I don't see it either. So
Weird.
It's up for me.
Live. Yeah.
Oh, it's live now.
Everyone's saying hello in the chat.
Hi. That was awkward. I
Hi.
thought we were gonna do the opening like the.
It did. Didn't you hear it?
No.
Maybe
No.
not. I got my headphones on.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh
well.
god. Great start.
It's a
All
good
right.
start.
All right, recovery, guys. Recovery.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Starcast, a Star Citizen podcast. And yeah, we're just a little bit discombobulated tonight.
Yeah.
To say the
yeah,
least.
yeah.
So if you're joining us expecting Mr. Ben Lesnick, as you notice, there's a big gaping hole in the middle that's Lesnick size, and it's not filled with a Lesnick.
No. There's a definite lack of Lesnick.
Yes. So I don't know what happened. Some kind of malfunction in the email server. I don't know. I apologize. We will work our best to get him back. So he will be here eventually at some point. He did agree to do the show, just we couldn't get it nailed down exactly when. So.
And judging by his tweet earlier today, he and his lady were at the ophthalmologist ding dongist, the eye doctor.
Eye doctor. The eyeball doc.
Yeah, she had those cool glasses on.
Mm-hmm. So, pretty much a very slow news week, and I was actually hoping Mr. Lesnick would be here so that we would have more to talk about. But, yeah. If you have any questions, Core is typing it into chat right now. How you ask them, you type in question in brackets, and then we will read them off. So,
It just seems. Didn't we have this happen once before, where we had hit, not we hit, but you know, Star Citizen hit one of its $1 million goals, and there was just nothing to talk about.
nothing.
It's like
We're in the holiday doldrums right now.
34 million.
It's amazing that they're making this money, but we just don't have anything really new and exciting. We're all waiting for the... well, we don't even have a shoot-'em-up cannon thing yet.
No, we don't.
So we don't have that. So we're all waiting for the dogfighting module, which is not available until after the first of the year.
Oh.
So we're stuck.
Yeah, and they're kind of gone quiet.
I think it's the holidays.
Yeah, it's the holidays, and I mean, even after the holidays, it's probably going to be like they're probably going to really focus on getting the dogfighting module out. So there'll probably be a lot less random stuff that comes out between now and then.
Yeah.
Well, that's their only excuse. Them having holidays and working on the dogfighting module. Anything else?
Anything else is
Not acceptable.
But yeah, there's definitely nothing new. They had that organizations post, which basically was they took the PowerPoint presentation from the live stream 2 live streams ago from CitizenCon, and they put it in the thing. They did change. Now this is kind of interesting. They did change Criminal Syndicate to Syndicate.
Hmm.
But they also said under both of those organizational options that they give, I mean, they have certain templates that you can choose from, but under almost every option there, you could pick your own custom thing to play.
Yeah, right.
So you could opt to ignore everything that RSI comes up with and just leave everything blank, which is probably what a lot of people will be doing. But yeah, no, you can fill out a lot of information to make it look cooler or better, the way you want it to, at least.
Right. And then they showed off some of the only really new thing is them showing off some of the I guess the website artwork for what it's going to look like. And some of it seems pretty cool. It seems like it looks really nice and clean. And I do like the chat option. I think that's really cool.
Yep. Oh, so this for those who haven't seen it, if you go to there and read the $34 million stretch goal or the $34 million goal letter from Chris Roberts, at the bottom it's what location would you like to see in Star Citizen, and let's see which is the number one now.
It is still Stellar Graveyard.
Yep, Stellar Graveyard. Because
I
the one that
voted-
was prior to this was the
Black Hole.
Event Horizon, yeah, which we're
Black-
going to talk a little bit about tonight. We do have that to talk about.
I voted for Fully Aquatic Planet because I think that sounds really cool.
I voted for Stellar Graveyard the first time around, and I'll vote for Stellar Graveyard the second time around. So
It would just be interesting to fly around through.
I don't know what it is. I want to know what it is, and that's the same
Yeah.
thing I had with Information Runner. I don't know what it is. I want to know what it is. So show it to me.
Mhm.
It might just be the place where stars, eventually fly
Don't
out
die.
there and they just die. Yeah, I mean that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, and this black hole event horizon, I didn't know what that was, to be honest. Like, I know what an event horizon is. I have
Mhm.
no idea how you actually incorporate it into a flyable system.
What I said about the Event Horizon is if you go in, it's supposed to spaghettify you. Well, let's just pretend that you don't get spaghettified, and you come out the other side. Instead of it being an alternate universe, you come out into one of the original Wing Commander video games. Some kind of tie-in with like Wing Commander 4.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think that would
Were
be
you
fun.
you're in the middle of a battle?
Yeah. You just drop in and there's a Kilrathi coming right at you.
That would be an alternate universe, technically, right?
Yeah, well, it would be, yeah. So, for those just joining us right now asking about Ben, no, Ben, we have no Ben.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ben
about
had
that.
to go to the hospital today. So.
Yeah, he had to get his eyeball fixed or something. Not his
No,
eyeball, his wife's eyeball.
His wife.
His wife's eyeball was not good.
We don't.
It was falling out, and it was this whole thing,
Yeah.
We just said, go to the hospital, sort it out, put it back in, screw it in, use some wire, duct tape
Yeah.
it shut.
Yep, and some bubble gum.
duct tape.
Duct tape and bubble gum.
Richard Dean Anderson
Good
did the
option.
surgery.
Very nice. All right, so what other updates are here from last week? Anything exciting?
Yeah, there was one more thing that we found out. There was a capital ship image that was released, which, wasn't released. It was sort of leaked. I'll post it in the chat right now. It is right there. That is the direct link to the image. As you can see on that image, you'll see that the Bengal is at the top. It's actually measured against a different silhouette, which is not visible here. But we've determined that the largest silhouette on it was the Bengal. So the rest of the silhouettes are a mystery. I mean, you've got the Banu Merchantman at the bottom right. You've got the Idris Corvette at the bottom. And everything in the middle is just anyone's guess. We're thinking that the, or at least I believe, that the 745, I mean, did we think that was the cruiser? Or
Yeah, that's got to be the cruiser, and the 575 is likely the destroyer.
destroyer? Yeah.
I'm not. The 280 and 175 might be either light cruisers or maybe science vessels, maybe big haulers or something like transport ships, troop transports.
Well, it looks like the 175 is definitely like a large hauler type thing. I mean, it's just a fucking square block.
Square, yeah, it is.
And we do know that there's one order of magnitude larger than the Bengal, and that is the battle cruiser, if I'm correct.
Battlestar Galactica.
The battle cruiser, which would be larger than the Bengal carrier, but it was not on the graph. So
Right,
Now,
and
where did this come from? Where did this leak out at?
it was from the Chris Roberts stream. Chris Roberts has his own little stream now where he answers questions and talks about bullshit. And this was actually behind him on the wall at some point, and people, of course, screenshotted it and cleaned it up, and this is the image that resulted. Oh, it was on Aaron Roberts' laptop during that stream, I believe.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, good job, fans. That's pretty awesome.
We got some,
okay. It was in
What
Squadron
about-
422. I take everything back. I don't know anything.
Okay.
we got some CSI level shit going on here. Enhance.
I'd like to see. I mean, the 280 kind of reminds me of I know I talk about Free Space 2 a lot, but it reminds me of the AWACS ship from Free Space 2 in the way it's shaped. I kind of like to see some AWACS ships.
This is very bulky. You can tell this was like they blew it up and then enhanced it with like a paintbrush or something. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it was very grainy at first. It was even hard to determine. Well, it wasn't really hard to determine, but judging from the shape, we figured out that the largest black mass was the Bengal. But even that did not resemble the Bengal with all its spikes and stuff. It was just a rough silhouette. So all these images are, cleanups from the rough silhouettes.
Yeah. So cool. All right, that's a pretty neat little update.
Yeah, that's one.
All right, so let's move on to our first topic then. Make sure you guys are dropping the questions in here. See some of you are doing that. All right, so Trendane, let's talk about your new system.
Oh, you mean right now?
Oh yes, it's topic two.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Is anybody else on Twitch not seeing my stream? It's
I had to restart. I'm gonna completely do a hard refresh of the page.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now because it still says offline and I can't see the chat moving. So.
Well, whatever questions there were are gone. So I hope somebody else is capturing them.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Sorry, because I just had to refresh it. Now the chat's moving again. Yay! Okay.
It's okay. So I have this lovely receipt here from a central computer. My buddy who works at Asus got fired yesterday, so unfortunately he's not really going to be able to help me too much with this. He's also, I think, filing for bankruptcy as we speak. So
you don't want to give him any money.
Yeah. But I stayed up all night instead of sleeping like I normally would have around 4 o'clock in the morning. Stayed up until 9 and went over to Central and said, "Hey guys, I need a computer." And they said, "Hey, we make those." And I said, "I know you do. That's why I'm here." And they said, "What do you want?" And I said, "Well, this is what I want to do, and this is how much I have to spend." And so, what I'm gonna be having here is an Intel i5 3.
Mega Wiggles.
Gigahertz. Yeah, there we go.
Giga Wiggles.
Yeah, Taurus flops. And that's on an Asus Z87 LGA 1150 motherboard. PCIe. And it's got a one of those SSD HDD hybrid drives.
Oh, those are good.
1 terabyte dungy. So there's that. 16 gigs of Corsair RAM, 750 watt Corsair power supply, EVGA GeForce GTX 770 video card, and blah blah blah.
Trendane wanted to do Bitcoin mining, but he can't, or Litecoin mining, because there are no cards to be found. A guy called me up the other day and it's like, "Hey, I really want to get into Litecoin mining. I've got 20 grand to spend. Let's go buy stuff." And I'm like, "All right." So,
yeah, 20 grand.
So we went to look for the cards, and there were none. Like, the only cards we could find were like a AMD 7950s, which are older cards, on eBay for $800 a piece.
That's ridiculous.
And you could buy the 290Xs for that price. So we're like, what the hell? All the AMD cards are sold out. So
yeah, when I mentioned to the guy this morning, Chris is the name of the associate that was helping me. He said, "So you're going to be doing gaming?" I said, "Mostly. I mean, there's a buddy of mine who wanted me to get into Bitcoin mining or Litecoin mining." He's like, "Ugh." I'm like, what is the big deal? And he's like, he said, "Well, you see this big empty space on the shelf over here?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's where the AMD cards should be. But we just built a rack of 20 of those things all integrated together. He just bought out our entire supply to whatever."
Nice.
Like, okay.
It's worth it, but it's a pain in the ass. So anyway, congratulations, Trendane. And also, right before the show even started, Core, would you like to tell us what has happened?
The Imperium has gifted Trendane a digital bounty hunter to enjoy or to die with.
It's probably to die with.
It'll be the latter. Thank you guys so much for killing me. I love you all.
So Trendane now has a new computer, which will be here in the next couple of days, and he's got himself a digital bounty hunter, so he is ready to actually start playing as soon as the computer shows up. He can hop in.
I thought you were going to see as soon as the game comes out in a year and a half.
No, you can get in the hangar and walk around like the rest of us.
Ooh, and then I can listen to myself narrate the what is it? Centauri? Is that the new system?
The new system is Centauri system. Yes. So yeah, and thank you everybody. Trendane is going to make a video very soon, thanking everybody personally, one by one. Mm-hmm. So yes, I
have a list of everybody who donated, so I know who I'm thanking, who I'm merely thanking, who I am doing voices for, and who I am naming my descendants after. So
yeah, if you donated more than $100 or whatever, you can tell Trendane what he's going to name one of his characters. So you have to let him know. So if you're one of those people that donate $100 or more, go ahead and write to Trendane and tell him what his future character is going to be called when he dies 3 or 4 times.
PewDiePie.
Yeah. Inevitably.
PewDiePie. That's a good one.
Soda poppin'.
Soda poppin' PewDiePie McJohnson.
Destiny. Just go through all the fucking Twitch streamers.
Biscuits. Sven. You'll be known as Sven.
Geekdomo.
If you wanted to gift a ship to me, who would you gift the ship to? Me. You answered the question in your question. No.
Where would you give the ship to?
Yeah.
You know, he's asking for your email.
Oh, well, I'm really... I mean, when I say at the end of all these shows, when I say I'm Trendane everywhere, I mean it. It's trendane@gmail.com.
Yep.
It's real simple.
Yep, trendane@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody. That's awesome.
I agree. Thank you very much.
So, very cool. We have another person entering the verse very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I swear to God, if we keep going like this, eventually he's going to end up richer than me. You know this, right?
Right.
I mean, we cannot have this. I will find you. I will find you.
Trendane's going to go into his thing where he's going to show in his hangar, and he's got like a business hangar that stretches about 8 miles long with all these ships sort of lined up.
No, it's going to be the smallest Southland hangar, since I did the narration for that. It'll be the smallest one. There'll just be like 80 ships in there. They're just going to be stacked on top of it. It's just going to be a junkyard. Yeah.
Be nice. That'd be good. Cool. All right.
I am so excited, actually, Dragart. Very, very much so. I mean, between Ursa Major, offering me the gift of his ship and now Imperium, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know.
He's verklept over here.
That sort of thing, it just, I don't know. I'm going to blame the watering of my eyes on having scratched the sclera on the pillow during the nap I was taking right before the show, which is one of the reasons why I am yawning, because my entire sleep schedule is screwed up. But yes, so the Centauri system, that'll be my next narration. I did the Gauss system recently, which were we going to be talking about, or we kind of already did touch on the organizational thing?
Yes.
Or the organizations and whatnot. One of the things in the Gauss system narration was it talked about how it's one of the worlds on it, Cassell, is like this idyllic forest world, and it was originally founded by a bunch of kind of proto-religious Greenpeace kind of groups that went there,
right,
and they figured that because of the Midas pool, the whole nebula scape, that it would enable them to communicate with their deities even more. And this is, again, further proof that if you wanted to make, because I think one of the options is cult, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For the things. So, I mean, there you go.
I'm going to start, by the way.
A cult. Yeah. So yeah.
It's going to be a cult of personality.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, this is kind of funny. Gallimere said, as an aside, I DL'd all those narrations and loaded up in Beat Hazard. It's a bit of a trip.
We don't know what Beat Hazard is. Sorry.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm old. I don't know what Beat Hazard is.
What is it? Is it a mixing?
Is it the Dukes of Beat Hazard? Because I could probably.
The Dukes did Beat Hazard.
No, it's all right. So what's that game called? It's a game. It's
Got to be more specific than that, because that's.
What's that game on
wide
PC? Audio. It's like, okay, so imagine like
Audio Hazard.
Audio Surf plus like
Oh,
Galga.
Sound Dodger, kind of, where you
Yeah,
move around
plus-
to the beat.
It's Audio Surf plus Galga basically.
Okay.
So it's like one of those bullet hell shooters plus
Oh, okay.
with your own beats on it.
So he loaded
But-
all of the voice narrations in.
Yeah,
And it
it's
was-
like imagine like fighting like gigantic ships and things that are firing missiles at you, and they're all doing it to the beat of Trendane's cadence.
Eric Pasta says we sound awful old.
That would be really.
Wouldn't be this gray and my beard gave it away, would it? This side of the room is old. That side of the room is young,
Relatively.
relatively. But we're all bearded, so it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I need to get a hover round so I can go over and get to my walker, so I can go over to the other side of the room and get to my cane and shake it till you guys can get off my lawn.
Exactly.
Perfect.
All right, so our next topic is going to be not on here. Great, I didn't make a title for it, so perfect.
Okay, awesome. If you can, by the way, if you've got the not you, but whoever it was the Dukes of Hazard beating
Yeah.
Daisy Duke wife beater do whatever thing.
Gallon.
Get some game footage of that. I want to see that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Stream that shit. I would love to see that. That would be hysterical.
Okay, so as per suggestion, somebody suggested this last week, and I thought that's a pretty neat idea, so we will do this. By the way, for all those people that asked all those questions for Ben, I have them. They're all saved on my hard drive, and I also posted them in the chat just for posterity if we needed them. We will not throw them away. We're going to use them as soon as we get them on the show. And if it gets to where he's just not going to be able to do the show for whatever reason, we will ask them eventually at some point down the road. We'll
Of
give them a
Chris
couple more
Roberts,
weeks.
because by God, one of those fuckers is getting on this goddamn show.
We'll get Chris Roberts. If we can't get Ben, I think Chris Roberts is a good second. So,
Okay.
I did. I went there.
Apparently. And now none of them are going on the
No,
show.
none of them. They'll be like, sorry, we can't go. Religious differences.
We
Something.
fear for our safety.
Yeah. Something like that's going to happen. All right. So we're starting this thing. Somebody suggested this in an email to me. Said, hey, why don't you go to Reddit, find a good topic, and talk about that? So I went to Reddit yesterday, and this topic was a really great topic. So I'm going to read it off to you.
About gardening?
It is about gardening. It's the subreddit for gardening. I thought, well, we could just talk about gnomes, so why not?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is on the Reddit right now. It has a lot of upvotes to it. It's by Zelith, Xellith. It's called Black Hole Physics Fail. And I'm going to read it literally so you can hear what it is, and then we're going to talk about the issue here at hand. All right, so he says, okay, I just saw the $34 million announcement just 30 minutes ago or such, so this may be old news to a lot of you, but I couldn't help but facepalm the black hole announcement. This is the announcement he's cutting out of it. It says, Tamsa system. Located near the fringe of Bennu space, the Tamsa system features a massive central star that has collapsed into a black hole. Evidence suggests that there were at least 2 more planets in the system when the star collapsed, but before ensuing black hole engulfed them, only 2 planets remain in the system, a Chthonian world and a gas giant located far from the black hole's event horizon. Initial survey indicates that the 2 outer planets are slowly being pulled towards the black hole, leaving the 2 a risky proposition at best for any sort of colonization. So this is the first problem. Evidence suggests that there were at least 2 more planets in the system when the star collapsed before the ensuing black hole engulfed them. Only 2 planets remain, a Chthonian world and a gas giant, which he just said. A massive stellar explosion like that of a supernova is likely to obliterate everything in its path. I doubt there would be any evidence of anything. There debris. We'll talk about it. Hold in there. There would be debris strewn throughout the system with gas and dust everywhere, a nebula of sorts. Planets somehow surviving is pretty silly, but okay, I'll allow it, I guess. The second problem, initial survey indicates that 2 outer planets are slowly being pulled towards the black hole, leaving the 2 a risky proposition for the best of any sort of colonization. And he goes, wah? With a bunch of question marks. Our sun has a mass of 1.983 e to the 30th power kilograms, according to Google. Take our sun, squeeze it down to the size of a pea. You know what you have? It's called a black hole. The mass value has not changed. It still weighs 1.983 to the 30th power kilograms. Thus, the planet that's currently orbiting it, including us included, will keep orbiting it. Nothing will change except the dying of the cold and whatnot. But that's besides the point. Sigur's saying that the star can supernova, not obliterate all the planets in the region, which to the star are basically less than ants and bacteria size, and then with less mass than it started with, because a lot of the star's mass has been thrown out into space, somehow starts sucking in the outer planets. This does not compute. A ton of feathers does not weigh more than a ton of bricks. All right, okay. I knew you were going to have something to say about this, Harris. I'm actually glad you want to talk about it, because this is right up your alley here.
Okay. All right, so here's CIG. All right, this guy is totally right, number one, for calling out CIG and all this bullshit, because it is a lot of bullshit. All right, so with the first problem, they could retcon and fix this by saying that they're like orphan planets that somehow got pulled in, because there are planets that are sitting in interstellar space now. So they could be those planets that sort of just, they came within the black hole's sphere of influence and started gravitating toward it. So with the second problem, okay, this guy is completely right. Zealot, he's totally on the money with this.
It really is a problem that he's right. Sorry, continue.
Because, okay, look.
I know it's a game, but it's okay.
Here's what he doesn't mention that's sort of underlying this whole thing. The fact that the star supernovas, right, and then forms into a black hole is the weirdest thing, because stars either supernova, right, usually, or they form into a black hole. They don't do both. They can't do both
because they're expelling all the gas and all the material out. I watched a 2 or 3 episode thing on Discovery Channel recently about supernovas and black holes, and I see that's why I pulled this in as the question of the week, because it's very right. So go ahead, continue, Harris.
You either implode or you explode, and you can't do both and still maintain the same mass.
Right, exactly. So you imagine when any star is going supernova, it's essentially giving off layers. So layers are coming out and they're obliterating everything in its path, and that's what forms. Eventually, these layers dissipate and they form nebulas. So that it's just like the weirdest. It's so strange that you'd have this thing where all of the mass of the star has dissipated, and all of a sudden this black hole forms. That's completely unlikely. It's just not going to happen. Because the only stars that are likely to form black holes have incredible amounts of mass. So our own sun is not going to form a black hole.
Well, not even Betelgeuse would be able to form a black hole. We're talking like ones that are like 10 to 100 times the size of our sun that could form a black hole.
Supermassive stars.
Supermassive black stars, yeah.
So these like our sun is going to become a red giant eventually, and then it's going to expand out and probably engulf the Earth at some point.
Maybe Mars too, yeah.
Right, and eventually the layers will float off, and the star will collapse into a brown dwarf. But this is this is completely ridiculous. And this is probably the result of them, CIG being, kind of just like, whatever.
Who's the guy who smokes a hookah every week?
Mark Skelton?
Yeah, he's the one coming up with this stuff. Because he's sitting there smoking on the hookah. Dude, this would make so much sense if you're stoned.
I think maybe they just got their wires crossed here, because maybe one said someone there might have the idea that a black hole forms from a supernova, but I think that's why it got screwed up. I mean, if they left out the part of the supernova, it would have been fine. If they left out, that tiny little bit, it would have been okay.
Yeah. So sorry, Trendane. Go ahead. He's been trying to talk for a minute.
No, I was just with what Mr. Perfect said. I didn't know there were going to be dwarves in this game, but I guess there will be.
There's brown dwarves and white dwarves.
Brown dwarfs.
They're
Only
very,
brown dwarfs.
so they're either tan or they're not. Okay.
Yeah, Eric Pasta.
Actually, there are white dwarfs too.
All right, Trendane, do your best stoner voice and read what Eric Pasta said there.
What Eric Pasta said.
What if the
Seriously,
planet was
right?
like-
No, before
no,
that.
what if the planet
Oh.
was like, and
Yeah.
then
Think about
Oh,
it.
okay.
Here we go. Perfect. That's authentic. Hold on, Trendane's dying over here.
What if the planet was like, man? What? I mean, seriously, right? Because, I mean, like the whole of an entire
take another hit, man.
planet. That's wow. What?
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
thank you.
much. Thank you.
Trendane, you are quite the thespian.
Oh no, actually, I'm a homosexual.
That's like, well, your opinion, man. I totally love the dude.
Oh, God.
Ah, perfect. Awesome. All right, so yeah, that's our Reddit post of the week. So if you guys have any posts you see throughout the week that I might not catch, throw them at me because we can talk about them in the show. And the questions were going by, and I'll read off some of them. Or not questions, but comments. People were saying, well, the game is supposed to be fun. It should be not as realistic as a Discovery Channel game. It should be more kind of, can have some fun. And this kind of thing could happen. Like we're not saying that you couldn't have it explode and there could be planets that are orbiting the black hole. Matter of fact, black holes engulf everything, so there's a very good possibility they could pull in a whole nother solar system.
I was just going to say, if two systems collided,
Yeah, two
one
systems
went
collide.
nova and then they went through.
Yeah, there could the infinity of space. This could happen. So we're not saying it can't. Just that the situation, the way they described it, wasn't as authentic as it possibly could be.
Or at least a situation to our understanding.
Right. And yes,
There might be a device that makes something go supernova and then creates a black hole.
Mm-hmm. And we do need space whales.
We do.
All right, so I guess it's time for Q&A time.
Yeah, people need to ask some more fucking questions.
Well, we get started. We'll start answering some of these questions, and then you guys ask them. If you guys don't have any more questions, we can end tonight early. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm going to paste the ones I have.
We're not under any obligation to do this show for more than
God, you can't make us.
10 seconds, and then after that, it's all just frilly stuff anyway. All right. So our first question is from Mr. John Panique. He says, do you think that the crowdfunding is actually a huge PR stunt, actually being supplied by a single small investment group? Question. Oh, that's sorry, that was the next question. So I don't have my tinfoil hat at the moment, but does anybody else?
No. I mean, I can just personally account for my own investment.
Yeah. He's raised
That's
almost
not-
$1 million by himself, Mr. Perfect Nerd has put in.
Me and Core probably have financed half of this game already.
Yeah, I really don't think that's even in the realm of possibility. There would be nothing for them to gain from that, because Chris Roberts is kind of like he wants to do this on his own. So having a subgroup that was financing this game would mean that he would be just too beholden to them.
From a capital investment standpoint, it does make sense that maybe Chris Roberts himself, or maybe a friend of Chris Roberts, or maybe even a small company next to Chris Roberts might have, injected some cash at some point when it was necessary. but it's long overdue necessary. I mean, necessary is even, so far out of the ballpark. They've got more money than they'd ever dreamed they'd have at this point.
Yep.
So, whilst they may have done this during the Kickstarter phase, because, let's be honest, there were only about 60,000 people pledged, and there was 6 million. So, it does seem likely that there was some fidgeting there, but other than that, it seems to be on the level. I mean, if I was Chris Roberts, right, I might want to put some fucking money towards the game since I want this game to exist. So, yeah. And from a capital investment standpoint, it does make sense. So.
Yeah.
How far do you think he was expecting it to go?
I don't
10.
think he was. I think he did expect it to go up to 60 million, but maybe not. Before the fucking game came out.
Let's look at the stretch goals, because it should be obvious at what point.
I'm just picking on Panique, by the way, because I know him. That's why I was talking about the tinfoil. Sorry, Panique. I don't mean to make you embarrassed.
He's not sorry.
I think. Okay, I'm thinking they probably expected it to go to about 6 million or so. Well, they probably intended to reach their goal. They originally just thought they would barely make it to 2 million on their website, and then once they launched the Kickstarter and funding started ramping up, they probably said, because they started in increments of 500,000 and they went to 6 million. And then there's a huge $3 million gap between that and the 9 million. And the 9 million is just all backers who pledged before June 28th will receive a Robert Space Industries Class 2 spacesuit in their hangar. Like, that's the entire 9 million. That's for $3 million. That's the $9 million stretch goal.
They probably weren't expecting that. Oops.
Right. They were probably like, what?
Yeah.
What? Money?
See, the thing is, right, the question isn't that far-fetched. What could have happened, and I'm not saying this did happen, but what could have happened is that someone with around $5 million, decided that during the start they would pump in this money gradually, and, just to see that the game got up to 6 million. But once the game started breaking its own goals, as in, fucking 7 million to 12 million to 24 million, Chris Roberts might have already paid that guy back 5 million, from the initial investment. That totally could have happened. But at this point, it doesn't matter anymore, because we're so far outside of the mold that, we're just pouring in money and, well, literally, we're hemorrhaging money towards Chris Roberts at this point. So even if such a thing did happen in the beginning, I don't think it really matters at this point.
I'm going to jump ahead to another question because it actually has relevance to what we were just talking about. It's a later question, but I want to cover it now.
The one from Warwolf?
Yeah. So from Warwolf 13 asks, what do you think about the rumors that Chris Roberts is funneling the funds from a game into a private island to retire to after his false passport arrives and he gets his face changed?
Well, the thing is, the one thing you can trust Chris Roberts to be is a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. Which means he'll want it to be the way that he wants it to be. Which actually brings it to another issue, is that if we didn't have Aaron, the game would never fucking finish. But we've talked about this before.
Yeah, but you can always.
The private island, though, is what it means.
Yeah, but he wants the game. He wants the game.
He wants to play this game more than anybody else.
Right. Chris Roberts is the biggest Star Citizen fan of all of us.
Yes, exactly.
So don't worry about
that. Complete ricochet off the thing, but we had the thing. The scene from like 10 from the chairman or whatever it was in the last Wingman's hangar thing, and you could see Chris in his office. There was a big ship model behind him. What ship was that?
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Because it looked like, I hate to say this, but every time I looked at it in the background, I thought it was an Orca. And I'm like, he's got an Eve ship in his office? That is just wrong.
Draconis 86 is a Concordia.
I don't think I've ever heard of one of those.
Me either.
Yeah, if it was an Eve ship, it's like Bill Clinton having a picture of Monica Lewinsky.
No, he did her.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay. He did not have sex with that woman?
I wonder how many people actually get that joke.
Probably not too many.
Let's move on before we all feel old.
All right, next question. What ships can we expect to be in the dogfighting module, first iteration and later iterations?
Wait, I have this information.
Oh, you do? All right, perfect. Go for it.
It's in
Yes,
my
it is
notes.
perfect.
Open.
He is the perfect nerd.
Recent. All right, so here's my notes. Okay, so it says Hornet and other single-seater fighters and the Constellation, and everything else will be gated by asset creation. So until they actually make all the assets for the ships and rig them out and properly animate them and everything, kind of start with the simpler ship combat, so basic ship-to-ship stuff, until they move on
That was
to
weird.
more complicated things.
Yeah, you cut out for a second there.
And then you came back and your mouth was moving, but your words weren't lining up with your mouth. It was like Perfect has
Okay.
warped into a different universe.
It's the black hole.
Can you hear me now? Is everything good now?
Yep, everything's good now. That was just a
Okay.
little bit of a glitch.
So, like I was saying, just basically Hornet, single-seaters, and the Constellation, and that's it, pretty much. So they'll start with that, and everything else is gated by asset creation. So until they rig the stuff and animate it properly, and they really feel that the game is in a place that's balanced enough for them to, put it out there. They'll start then. Only then will they start introducing larger ships to combat.
All right. Next question. Of the pledged ships that have yet to come out, which one are you most excited for and why? The 890, the Orion, Surveyor, Carrack Hull, Sea Discreet, and Herald. That's the last part of the question. Okay.
Information runner.
Information runner.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
want to see the Herald. Unfortunately, it's built by Drake, which sucks. But yeah, no, the Herald for sure. I would love the 890 though.
Yeah, that does sound like a fun ship to walk around. I don't know if I want to own it.
I really want an 890. I mean, just getting bitches, like that's
I know, right?
Green
that's
space
how you
bitches.
move around in style,
Yeah, right.
The amount of Vandal royalty you can get on that ship. Oof.
One.
One at most.
One.
And you gotta layer the floor with acid proof or the
Fucking
bed.
tarp.
That's hard.
She's got to have all the extra space for her ovipositor.
Oh no, let's not go there.
It's not us that's going
I
to
have to keep educating these goddamn videos because you guys keep talking about the Vandal Queen's vagina.
You're the first to
Tradition.
bring it up. I'm just saying.
We were going there in a second. I know it.
No, we were trying to keep it light.
Just
Okay.
him. He's the only one going there.
Okay.
We talked about the
Right.
890 that's on the commercial for the 890. It's like when you think 890, think Vandal vagina.
Yeah.
See, that's a great way to get me to not buy the ship.
Mm. I don't want it. I don't
Works
want
for the rest of us.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll take it. It's cool.
I bet
Just
you will.
kidding.
All right. So next question: what is your guess? The ship is on the right of the 34 million letter picture. So let's go look at that and see what it looks like.
Okay.
No, Dragar, I am not taking the Vandal King. There is no Vandal King. There are 83 Vandal consorts, and no, I'm not taking any of them. Although they do have that little bit of fuzzy
Ooh,
fur on
ooh.
their shoulders. That's really
That ship lines up with that ship from the thing.
Yeah, the 800 or let's
Let
see,
me-
it lines up with the 350 meters.
The 280.
280. Sorry,
It's a 280. Yep. Because
What
it's
is
got the little bend at the back.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yep.
What is the 894? I mean, what is its function?
No,
We
the two. We're talking about in the $34 million letter.
It's the 175 meter ship, right?
No, I think
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean-
280.
Actually, it could be the
I think it's a
175.
280. I think it looks like the 175.
You
Yeah,
think?
it looks like the 175 because it has that weird.
But what about the
That
dip at the
square
end?
ass.
Yeah, it does have a very square ass.
But it does have that little point that goes down in the front, like that.
Again,
nose.
remember, we're looking at it from behind because those are the engines that you're looking at. So if it has a long bit at the back and a short bit at the front, that makes it the 175.
No, you guys are absolutely right.
No.
It is the 175.
Yeah, it could. Well, actually, you know what? I could go either way on this one. It could be. It looks like the 175 considering like the angles and the squareness, but that droopy nose thing.
You got to
in the
remember.
Front,
You got to remember this. They were taken from very grainy sketches,
Right,
and they were cleaned up to look neat. But even the Bengal on this sketch did not have all its protruding ends, like the fucking the cockpit at the top, the little wings sticking out at the top and the back, and all that shit wasn't on it. So I think it's safe to assume that it's the 175.
Yeah, we're guessing right now. I'm lining it up with the picture of the 175. And you guys are right. There's like a dip at the top and a dip at the bottom. In the
it is,
back.
yeah, it is. The only reason it could be the 280 is see how it slims down when it goes to the front. I mean, I kind of see the 280, and now I'm kind of leaning towards it being the 280.
No,
honestly,
it's the 175.
But there is that rise at the back, right before it goes to that dip. There is that rise there. Before the little tail thing sticks down, there's a rise.
All right,
that goes
screw
up.
it. It's the 745.
It's the 745. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I think the 575 is upside down.
I think it is too. There's something wrong with that ship. Like it looks weird. Like it's not a human ship, clearly.
It's a Vandal ship.
Oh, it could be the Misk Sea.
Again, we're looking at it from the side, but we have no idea how broad that thing might be. It might be like a kilometer broad ship,
Yeah, it
just
could be.
flies sideways.
Cool. Well, that's a neat little bit of detectiving.
That was fun.
Yeah. All right. So next question: miniguns on the Super Hornet will stay? Question mark.
We heard that they were getting removed, but if they're still on there, that means they still haven't been removed. That's all I can say.
If they're still there, they're still there.
Brilliant logic.
Well, they said they were going to remove them because they weren't, they didn't line up with the specs that they posted in the brochure. So they're going to remove them. But if they're still there, they still haven't removed them. That's all I can say.
Brilliant. Okay, next question. Have you already decided on a squadron core? If not, what are your favorites?
To answer Gallimere quickly, yes, you can put whatever you want on them. I have not yet decided on a squadron.
Because as of yet, Imperium does not have a pirate squadron.
No, that's not true. I'm not going to be a pirate of sorts. I will be
a privateer. What's the
I
difference?
will be like the cop from The Shield. That's the kind of guy I'll be. Like that guy.
Oh, he
Michael
turned into a
Chiklis.
stone guy, yeah.
The guy that, is a good cop, yet plants drugs on bad guys. Like, I'll fly around and I'll see like this friendly freighter and I'll plant some fucking narcotics on them, shoot them out of the sky and claim they were pirates. That's what I do, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, point
Nothing
is...
wrong with that. Very good role playing, by the way.
Is that Michael Chiklis?
You know what I'll be? I'll be your dirty government financier. So I'll be on my 890 and then...
Smoking cigars.
Smoking cigars, and every once I'll tell you to go after somebody, some dirty politician, and we'll be on this crusade for justice across the galaxy.
Through very nefarious means.
Right.
The issue is right now that within Imperium we have a fuck ton of squadrons, and all my friends are split up fucking everywhere, and I want to play with all of them, but it's so fucking annoying that I still in the end will have to pick a goddamn squadron. But since it asks who am I leaning towards, I'm leaning towards Siberian K and Morgan Raitt. So that's Quasar and Heavy Fist, I believe.
Nothing like a heavy fist with a Vandal Queen. All right,
Iron
Fist.
Fist.
Oh,
Sorry.
Iron Fist. Either way, it works.
So you're not forming a squadron called the Poon Tanks?
I did have a tiny squadron, but in the end.
They have pills for that.
I know.
I had a tiny squadron in the end.
I euthanized it, and
This is not going anywhere good.
I had 2 members. I had to put them down.
Yikes! Is it like bifurcated?
Mm.
Yeah.
You say 2 members. I just
Did you take pictures?
gotta
No
help
pictures
myself.
didn't happen.
Hercules.
All right, next question's a serious one.
Yes, please.
What video card system specs do you guys have? I'm guessing right now.
I was gonna say I can read it off this piece of paper.
Yeah, Trendane's just read his earlier, so perfect. You want to say what you got?
Okay, so I have a i7 3770K. It's at 4.3, I think right now. It's at 4.3. I can take it to 4.5 safely because I have liquid cooling. But otherwise, I would not advise doing that because this shit gets really hot. Ivy Bridge is known for having heat issues. I have 32 gigabytes of G.Skill GDDR3 at 1866. That's my RAM. I have...
You have a Z76 or Z77?
Yeah, motherboard with... it's the Asus Sabertooth Z77.
Oh, wow. That's a nice one. It's the one
Yeah.
with all those gray heat sinks on
Heat
it.
shielding,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually cool. And I have a 770, a GTX 770. It is the Kotek model because that was reasonably priced and has a great heating system. Has
No,
2
Trendane,
fans.
no. I know what he was thinking. I could see it in his face. Go ahead, Darren. Perfect. Is that it?
How
many hard drives?
Oh, I have so I have a 380 gigabyte SSD, and I have another 2 terabyte hybrid drive for data.
How do you like the hybrid?
It's really good. So I really like hybrid drives because they like triple to centuple your speed, depending on the drive, but they're a heck of a lot cheaper than SSDs.
That's a lot.
So I use SSDs. That 380 gigabytes stores all my games and stuff, whereas the data drive is actually where I put like
Windows.
Windows and all of my other like random stuff, like my collection of anime and movies and
Porn.
no porn.
God.
Get out. Get out.
Yeah, really.
Whenever they say no porn, you know it's that fucking
these
German
got 12
shit.
more terabytes. Yeah.
You know it's that
By
fucking
no
German
porn,
shit.
I mean all porn.
All porn belongs to me.
Right. Then, really quick, for those wondering why I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, I actually run a lot of computations on my system for work and stuff. So that's it's just necessary. But
SETI
if you're trying to build a
home.
system, you don't need more than 8 for the most part. You can get 16 if you're really super hardcore, but 32 gigabytes is because I essentially run my computer like a server.
Cool.
Now, Mordecai, you mean when you say pictures of Mordecai, do you mean the Blue Jay from Regular Show? Because if that's the kind of porn you're talking about, we need to talk because that guy's really sexy. I'm just sorry. Go on.
I don't know him.
What?
Nothing. Carry on. Just
Right.
Cole, what's your view?
I have an ancient machine. It's very old.
He's spending all of his money on ships.
But this. I was thinking of getting upgrades this year, but it turns out my really old machine cannot really be improved upon by new hardware, because I will only increase performance by about 15%. I have the original i7-965 overclocked to 4.8. I have 16 gigabytes of Dominator RAM at 78824 or 78820. I think it's 20.
Okay.
That's the cast latencies on the memory. Let's see. Then I have an Asus Rampage 2 motherboard, the original, deluxe, I believe it's called. I have. This is the only thing I upgraded from this machine. 2 Asus Mars ROG 2 graphics cards, running in quad SLI. And I think that's all the important shit. Like, the rest really doesn't matter. Raptor discs. I've got Raptor discs. I don't have hybrids.
10Ks?
Yes, 10Ks.
Nice. Those are nice. They're noisy?
Like I said, No, they're not noisy at all. At least not in my case. It's a fucking fractal design case, which is
That's what Trending just got.
Yeah.
Beautiful cases, yeah.
I love them. They're fucking excellent.
I have the
so yes,
half X, by the way.
my machine is in fact 5 fucking years old. This is the oldest I've ever let my machine get. But before, every 2 or 3 years, there was an opportunity to upgrade to something that was twice as good as what I had. Now, if I were to upgrade, and we're talking about, I'd have to spend around $4 to $5 grand for everything top of the line, and I'd maybe get 15 to 20% increase on my performance. So I'll hold off until next year, or until
wait till the next talk or tick.
Yeah,
the next
because
tick, which will be the new processors.
Yeah, because right now there's just no fucking way that upgrading my machine is going to do any fucking good.
All right, I'll go last here. Basically, I have a 3770K with an H100 liquid cooler, like perfect. I don't know, is yours H100 or H80?
That is the H100.
Okay, I have the H100. So mine is running 4.2 gigahertz. I don't like pushing any farther than that. I could, but I don't. My video card, I just got a brand new 290. I still got the box behind me somewhere. So I got a R290, and I'm doing a lot of Bitcoin, Litecoin mining. So I have all AMD. So I've got an R290, an R90 or 6950, and a 7950, all on the same computer. 1200 watt power supply, 32 gig of RAM. But I do a lot of video editing and rendering, as if you watch a lot of my videos, you see. So and that's why I needed the 32 gig. So, and I have 12 terabytes of storage, mostly porn.
There was one thing that I forgot to say. I do have 30 terabytes of storage in total, and I've got the original Coolit Systems thermoelectric liquid cooling system, also dubbed the Mega System, which you can't get anymore.
Yeah, actually, no. My system is my media server for my entire house. So the reason I have so much space is literally I have 12 terabytes of like TV shows and stuff that we watch on TV because I stream it out to my Xbox 360 through a Windows Media Server. So,
Hell, I'll be honest. If I could watch the fucking TV shows here in the Netherlands at the fucking times when they come out, because tonight, Sons of Anarchy's coming out and Supernatural's coming out, and I would have to wait, right, to get these fucking episodes. I would have to wait a year and a half. So I'll be honest, I'd fucking download the goddamn things. That's me admitting shit.
It's okay. It's fine. The cops aren't going to come to your house. You're all the way over there. All right. So that was a good long bit of time. We could talk about computers forever, of course, because we're all computer geeks. Okay. So let's move on. What do you think about the rumors Chris Roberts is... No, we already talked about that one. That was about the private island.
One. Yeah, next one.
What do you think about No Man's Sky? Do you think it'll take a chunk of the market share? I know nothing about No Man's Sky. Do you guys?
It's that game that they debuted at VGX, right?
It's not even gonna. What I saw does not hold a candle to what.
I'm looking it up right now.
Star Citizen currently is.
What? This doesn't even look close to whatever fucking Star Citizen is. This looks fucking cartoony and fuck this. I don't want this.
Now, I don't doubt that there's probably going to be a good game in there.
Yeah, it's probably a good game.
I'm responding to the will it take any of the market share from no.
It's cool because what they're doing with the whole procedural generation thing, because basically they have procedurally generated universe with stars that you can just go fly to, you know.
It's very stylized in the way that Guild Wars 2 is more realistic, and EverQuest Next is going to be more stylized. You know, it's kind of like a stylization of a game.
Is Guild Wars 2 really that realistic though?
Well, it's more realistic than EverQuest Next is going to be.
That's for sure. Yeah, so. I mean, but it's got that. I like that paintbrush kind of
painterly look. Yeah, I do too. It looks like Bob Ross just went crazy with the whole damn thing.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I do like about
yeah, it's Happy Trees.
Happy Little Road. Yeah. I still like William Alexander better than Bob Ross, but anyway, the thing about No Man's Sky is that one of the things that they made clear was that you could be standing on the planet and look up into the night sky and pick a star, get in your ship and fly to that star. your night sky when you're standing on the planet those are the exact stars that you can fly to.
That's pretty epic. I will have to say that. That's the one thing I'm kind of disappointed with the Chris Roberts, not with Chris Roberts, but with the SIG saying that they're not going to be procedurally generating space, because I would like to see that. I would kind of like to.
It's hard to do for a persistent universe that you have to keep in balance. If you procedurally generate stuff, it could happen that you generate 2 strategic resources in a key location, which makes that the most. That's the problem with procedural.
But then that means there'll be lots of fighting and stuff.
That could happen in real life, right? I mean, but here's the thing:
a planet made of solid gold.
But that's not gonna be fun. That's not gonna be fun for anybody, right? That's the whole point. This is a game. It's gonna be fun. So the entire idea of procedural generation, I mean, that could happen within instances. Like we were talking about before, you could have random battles that just pop up. You come into an instance, you run to the middle of this huge battle between these 2 groups that have been like duking it out in the system for a while, as part of like a larger story. You would have that, but like procedural generation when it comes to like location of planets and resources and asteroid fields, all that stuff has to be balanced.
Okay.
Well, he who controls the spice controls the universe. So
I want a spice planet. We'll call it Dune.
Oh,
that'd be a good name for it.
DEWN.
Yeah, DEWN.
For copyright protection.
All right, so I'm actually going to look into this No Man's Sky. It intrigues me. I'll check it out. So I didn't know anything about it. Thanks for sharing it. Next one up. At what point in fundraising do you think the Prime game was finished and now they're just improving on it? I think 10 million. I'd say 10.
I'd say 12 million. Something like 10, 12 million, something like that.
I'd say to fully create the game that Chris Roberts wants to make, completely, we still haven't reached that goal.
Yeah, but it's sort of like fantasy dreaming, sitting on the toilet in the morning going, you know what, we need to have this.
But to get to the point where they could produce a game that they sort of envisioned during the Kickstarter, the limits they set for themselves, I would say we hit that mark around 9-10 million.
Any thoughts, Trentine?
Well, I'm trying to weigh it against. A lot of the funds that they have raised so far have been going into their new facilities and upgrading that sort of stuff. So that kind of thing, yeah. If you did not have to
do all of that,
take into account, if they had all the gear they needed and all they were doing was making the game, they weren't upgrading any of the stuff that they had everything they needed to make it. And all we're talking about is the making of the game, then I would say probably 18.
Now, Trendane has a lot of experience because Trendane used to work in the game industry. So the biggest game you worked on was Spore, right? Or was there any bigger ones? What do you think Spore cost to make? Did you ever see any fact sheets or anything floating around?
Considering they had to remake that game 12 times just to turn it into a pile of dreck, how much?
It was way too much.
In the hundred of millions?
Yeah.
Not quite that.
That's ridiculous. 100 million? That's like SWTOR cost reportedly 150 million, right?
Which was funny because it was made by BioWare, and BioWare they didn't outsource it, but they put a huge price tag on it just for EA to be able to buy it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's really difficult to estimate how much Spore cost to make because of how many times it was sort of but not really shut down and restarted, and then everything got scrapped, and then we developed it for a while, and then some idiot asshat who didn't know fun from his asshole, which I guarantee you they were not the same thing, decided, no, this isn't fun, just start over again. Prick. Sorry, I'm not bitter about it at all.
No more questions for Trendane.
It's not like I put 3 years of my life into trying to make that game something fun.
All right, so next question. What ship do you expect to see in the hangar next?
Constellation variants, freelancer variants.
You just think variants? We're not going to see any new models. I want to see the damn Starfarer. Goddammit! I paid for that thing.
That's okay. They're probably going to go from smaller to larger.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because those are easier to model.
Yeah, we talked about this right after the 4-hour live stream. They were going to re-render everything, right? They're going to redo everything. So whether or not we're going to see new ships is kind of going to be put on the back burner to the point where they're probably just going to reskin everything that they have and then start building all the rest of the ships.
Oh, real quick, somebody was saying in the thing, is the stream skipping for everybody? It looks like it's smooth to me.
Looks smooth to me too.
Smooth to me.
Looks smooth to me.
I mean, it took like 5 minutes after starting up the stream before it was smooth, but
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so there's a couple of Starfare owners out there that want to see it.
Trindane, quick question: what does a space whale make? What sound?
Actually, no, that's not true. This is the sound that they make.
Because there's no air in space, so they would not transmit any sound. But they probably do some sort of telescopic, telesonic,
Telekinetic.
telekinetic. They talk with other
No.
big-brained space whales.
Telekinetic is throwing rocks.
They're gonna
Telepathy is talking.
Communicate by throwing asteroids.
throwing asteroids at the other space whales. Hey, dumbass, over here. We're gonna make.
They're just trying to talk to you, but they're just constantly like pelting rocks at you.
They're just going.
They're just saying hello, but it's like destruction.
Oh no! It'd be like that thing in Thundercats. They used to shoot out those little things out of its Triceratops thing.
That was not Thundercats.
What was
They
that?
were shooting shit out of a Triceratops thing.
That was
Where-
Tundro. It
Tundro.
was Tundro,
Yes.
and it was not the Thundercats.
What was it, Trending? You can
It
help
was
me
the
out.
Herculoids.
The Herculoids. Thank you, Galamir.
Like
Just
around.
got it.
The show and obscure old people references.
The Herculoids. It was a cartoon, and this
We have to have
Triceratops
something to talk about.
would shoot like poo-shaped rocks out of its horn.
Thing. We're calling it a
Okay.
horn now. Okay.
We should assume that nobody in the
Well-
chat has seen
No, Galamir
any
popped up
80s
with it.
cartoon
70s
And they had Igu,
or
the rock
70s.
ape.
That
Igu, the rock
Triceratops
ape, who said,
probably-
Yeah,
with
that's
his
what he did.
voice.
He was a rock ape.
Yeah. Not
So,
to be
there's some old
confused
people in
with
the
Ukwa
audience.
The Mock.
We got old people.
Ukwa
alright.
the Mock was on Thundar the Barbarian.
Seriously, just blow that horn.
Okay, next. What do you think about what happened to the goons on the forums?
No fucking clue.
I don't know what a goon is. What are they talking about?
They're evil.
You never played Eve, so
Oh, okay.
They're nice because we're in a public channel, so we gotta say goons are nice, right?
yeah,
Yes.
goons are wonderful human beings, and they're definitely not a bunch of idiots.
I have no idea
Definitely
what it
not.
means.
Definitely not.
No, Mordecai, don't mean a Wampa.
Wampa. All right.
Star Wars.
Next question. What are your thoughts on the derelict Bengal characters? Characters. What are your thoughts on the derelict Bengal carriers adrift that can be fixed up and used by an organization?
We're gonna get one.
It's going to take a lot of silly putty to fix
Yeah,
those
we're gonna
holes.
fix it.
Look, I will probe the Vandal Queen for information. Don't worry.
You will probe her
For information, yes.
Mhm.
for information.
All right. Next question. How do you feel if there were no grappling hooks in this game? I personally would probably never play the game if it's confirmed they will not include grapples.
Well, if you're gonna
Is-
walk on the surface of a ship, you need a grappling hook, so
Mhm.
of some variety.
Look, if this game is not exactly like Just Cause 2 with its grappling hook system,
That would be
I
amazing.
will not be playing this game. That's how this is.
You can go from planet to planet with your grappling hooks, and they shoot like the speed of light between the planets.
You can like get out of your ship and grapple like two things together.
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah, that would be
grapple.
cool.
You can grapple your P50 to a bangle, and your P50 can like pull the bangle.
When you started saying P, I did not think you would end with 52.
Core's
Last, I will grapple with thee.
in rare form tonight. Ooh,
Rare.
a tribble gun. Now that sounds like a neat idea.
And Tauntauns sound like
I
It's
love
true.
the tauntauns. They smell so bad.
yes,
They're
on
warm on
the
the inside,
outside.
though.
Oh, are they ever? Next question.
Next question. All right. What do you speculate could be on a derelict vessel? Ben said there would be a reason that the ship is derelict. Ghost, horrible aliens, or Care Bears?
Well, funnily enough, they have touched base on whether or not, ships will be infested with aliens or parasites or stuff like that, and they said that this will not happen. There will not be these sorts of things going on. So no supernatural stuff going on, but they have said that there is a reason. And as I've speculated before, the reason is probably ship got damaged to fuck. The UEE decided scrapping it or leaving it behind would be better than fucking repairing it and taking it with them. So they left it and someone inhabited it and, you have to beat them off it or whatever.
We only have one question left.
Well, there's one other thing to consider.
What's that?
Even if they left the ship completely derelict and floating around and nobody took up residency, then you could still have, like, if we're not talking
Radiation
about
leakage.
Not just that. I mean, even if it's well beyond that, there could still be, like, if we're not talking about the Xi'an or the Banu or the Vandal or whatever, if there's just a single medical kit for an alien species on board that thing that has any kind of medicine for an alien species, could do any number of really weird crap to a human physiology. So, I mean, even something as innocuous as an inoculant could be a seriously, psycho-fantastic drug.
Nice.
So you stumble upon a derelict vessel in the middle of space, and there's just a bunch of stoners on it?
Yes.
No, you would just you find you go in to see if there's anything worth taking, and basically everything got vented except for this one med kit that was anchored to the wall. You open it up, and there's whatever that species would be is like the equivalent of a
med kit
spray on kind of thing that sort of seals any cuts or whatever that they would happen to have. But if you wind up thinking, oh look, it's Banakas, and you wind up tripping balls for 3 years, it's just
3 years.
Well,
That
if
sucks so
that
bad.
was the case, I would market that shit and sell it. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
do.
try manufacture it.
Hell yeah. Find out where the fuck it came from. But no, I don't think there will be ghosts or horrible aliens or, dare I say it, Care Bears hiding on my derelict Bengal.
Zombies.
Could be a shipment of antique Care Bears, though.
That would be cool.
More likely
Especially-
to find other players trying to steal the ship.
Especially if you had the one with the little 4-leaf clover on its chest, because that's the one that I had when I was growing up.
Lucky Bear?
Yeah, my grandmother got it for me when I was 14.
Aw. She knew. She knew you were furry.
She knew.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Some about Quarter's wife. I missed it up here.
What?
There's a question about your wife. Oh, no. Grappling hooks? No.
Who asked the question about my wife?
I'm having a I think it was, does your wife know about you and the Vandal Queen? I can't find it, but that's what it said.
Oh yeah, she knows.
And what's her thoughts on that?
She's like, what? Are you, what? Just go play your game. Just go play your game. This is the hand motion she does when she's telling me to go do something else.
So she's okay with it? She's into a three-way thing?
No, she'll just let me do my thing, and then I don't know. I will see what the repercussions are in real life, but we'll see. It'll be fine. It'll be
Okay,
fine.
it's fine.
It'll be fine. It's
All right.
fine.
So
Fine,
if
guys.
we have no other questions, I guess we can wrap her up.
You better wrap her up. Core.
Wrap her up.
Well,
You don't know what you're gonna get.
but that's the exciting part.
You say that now.
So if we are waiting for a question to come in real quick.
There we go.
Oh,
The one
that
the
one?
werewolf just said?
Perfect. Werewolf. What do you guys think the most interesting dynamic career path that you'll be following? Rephrase question if you missed. Oh, rephrase the question you missed. Oh, sorry, we missed one.
Interesting dynamic career path. We've talked about this, right?
Yeah, but I mean, not really in the regards of interesting and dynamic. I mean, I'm going to be a explorer space trucker kind of guy. Now, I am looking at the Hornet stealth variant because I'm trying to figure out a way if I could fit it into my Starfare somehow, and I can do like clandestine runs with it, some kind of smuggling operation. But I don't know if that's really exciting to a lot of people. That might be quite boring. But what are you guys' thoughts?
Well, you guys have already realized that I will be on the neutral gray side of things. I will neither be good, I will neither be bad. I will punish evildoers and take their shit for myself, and I will punish people who try to do too much good. And I don't know. I'm just gonna be fucking chaotic
neutral.
Neutral. That's
neutral.
That's pretty much it.
Makes sense to me.
I'm going to I'll have two jobs. So one, I will be Core's corporate financier. So I'm going to amass a ridiculous amount of wealth and then let Core do whatever he wants to the detriment of the entire galaxy. And I will, on my off time, I guess the other half of the time I'll be an explorer looking for new alien races so I can start an intergalactic war of some kind. And that'll be fun.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Trendane, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to start a holo gaming company, and I'm going to set it up for crowdfunding to create the most fantastically realistic holo game ever created.
Within Star Citizen.
Within Star Citizen. And we're going to bring in billions upon billions of, I almost said C-bills. Thank you. C-bills would be Mech Warrior, which would not be this universe. But yeah. Yeah. And then I'll probably buy Disney Planet and no wait, that got gobbled up by that black hole that went supernova that one time.
Yeah.
They were remaking The Sorcerer's Apprentice and they blew it up and sucked it in all at the same time. It was a freaky magic mess.
Lots of brooms.
Yeah. But that's the restaurant that I'm going to open too. Is called the Freaky Magic Mess. So yeah, I've got a few ideas. Several irons in the fire, as it were.
You could be a bagel carrier.
A bagel carrier, yes. Well, if I get that penile extension, I can carry more bagels all at the same time.
There you go. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
For the love of God, end the show.
Well, we did manage to ramble on again for an hour and a half with nothing to talk about.
Somehow we do that. I don't know how.
When we actually get stuff to talk about, the show will explode because we will have no idea what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Words.
Lots of words.
And Warwolf, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. So, real quick, Perfect, tell us about your channel, YouTube.
So I'm youtube.com/perfectsc. There's nothing on there really at the moment, but there will be in a month and a half to 2 months. And you can find me on Twitter at Perfect Nerd. That's one word. And that's about it.
Okay. Core?
I have a Twitch channel, which last I checked had around 900 subscribers. It might have gone down a little bit, but followers. I'm sorry, not subscribers. Followers. Yeah, followers. And I was planning to make my return this month, but I postponed it until the new year because I'm going to France. So that might mean that I might miss a podcast, but don't worry, I won't miss next week's. So, if there's any information. Once Star Citizen's dogfighting module will come out, I'll be playing the shit out of that. And until that time, I will try to amuse myself on my stream with games that I really don't give a fuck about. So, check out my channel starting in January. If I do stream before then, it's, just for testing purposes.
All right. Trendane?
Trendane everywhere.
Trendane everywhere.
Trendane everywhere.
It's spelled just like that. It's difficult to see with the the text where it is.
You had a white sheet with white words on your T-shirt, and it's messing up with the Trendane.
Yeah. So that's
there it is. Yeah, and actually we have another question. Okay, we'll answer it real quick instead of pushing it off because we're all still here. Real quick.
Home address 743 Gull Avenue in Foster City, California.
Uh-oh, now Trendane, this is what happened to Towley the other day. Did you guys hear what
Except for
happened
the
to
fact
Towley?
that I don't live there
Yeah,
anymore.
that's so dumb.
Towley, somebody started sending pizzas to Towley, and then as soon
Yeah,
as
I saw.
yeah, and
Swifty.
Swifty, I'm sorry, I call him Towley, Swifty.
Yeah, that's okay.
Different
You're
guy
still
completely.
focusing on
Swifty,
getting completely stoned. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so then they called the cops on him and saying he was threatening somebody on a stream with a
With a
murder and a knife, and they arrested him and took him down. So I am never giving you guys my address.
Nope. I live in Chicago, but that's
Yeah.
about as much as you're gonna get.
I live in New York. It's a big state.
So both of you are constantly at risk of being stabbed anyway. So
Yeah, well, yeah, that
Yeah,
happens.
exactly.
You walk out of my house, I get murdered at least once a day.
Actually, my where I live in Chicago, I'm at absolutely no risk of getting stabbed at all. I can walk around at 2:00 in the morning, which I do actually go running sometimes at 2:30 in the morning, and I have not yet been accosted.
All right, so on the upgrade options for the ships, originally it was touted that Freelancer was supposed to be one of the most modular, but now it seems that rather middle of the road. What do you think? Do you think that'll change?
No, I think the Freelancer will be slightly middle of the road because the Drake kind of overshadows it. It's literally already been called like the
Serenity?
evil twin brother of the Freelancer.
Oh,
So-
the Drake, but the Drake is very modular. I mean, you could just add more sections to it.
The Caterpillar.
Caterpillar,
Yeah, but that's just it. The Freelancer will not be as modular because the Drake will be a lot more modular. That's, kind of the way to look at it. But I still think the Freelancer will be a very sturdy ship, especially once we get the new specs for it, since they completely remodeled the goddamn thing, and now it has wings and everything, so it now
It's
looks
got
like
wings that they fixed the supports in the windows.
Yes.
Okay.
somebody
So
been
it's-
pouring Red Bull into the reactor.
It's got wings. All right, and I guess so that answers that
Core
question. What's that?
I think core was not quite finished yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was stretching.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm really tired.
Yeah, he's tired, so we're going to wrap it up. About me, real quick, Geekdomo everywhere. Check out my stuff. If all of you guys would follow my channel here before you go tonight, you'll get updated, because I'm always getting emails like day in and day out, all week long, when is your show? And I'm like, well, if you just follow my Twitter, I tweet about it beforehand, and then if you follow this actual Twitch page, it'll email you when I go live, and you'll know that Star Citizen is starting. And I usually do that. I start the show at least 5 or so minutes before the show actually starts, usually. Tonight we're a little bit behind, but and that gives you about 5 minutes to get here. So just follow this here Twitch stream, and you'll get notifications when we go live. So yeah, and if you use Better Twitch, it does pop up on your lower right hand corner of your monitor saying, hey, so and so just went live. So that's kind of cool too. Better Better Twitch is a great Chrome plugin. Get it, it's free.
It's very, very good.
Yes. All right, guys, I guess that's about it. We will see you all next week, and hopefully stay tuned to my Twitter channel, and even this channel. I will let you know if Ben has confirmed if he's going to be here next week. I'm not going to count on him being here until he actually says I will be there, because that's what happened this time. And we'll see you all next time. So until then, see ya.
Have a good night, everyone.
Care.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye.